My name's Philip. I work at Parks Motor Group in Irvine, and today we're looking at the MG4 XPOWER, which is the top spec in the MG4 range. They're bringing back the XPOWER now. Obviously, design-wise, it looks very similar to the normal MG4. You've got obviously the running LED lights, which is slightly the same. You've got your indicators down here. But what will set it apart from obviously this miraculous paint colour that you can get, is that you also have the kind of highlighted parts here. These are just on the normal MG4, but they're just made silver just to make it stand out. It's more like a sleeper car. You wouldn't really know it was an XPOWER until you start getting to the wheels, which are obviously have these calipers on here, but this is actually just a fake kind of caliper. The actual main caliper's behind here, which is actually a proper heated one as well. So it is a sports caliper. They just have this cover over it just to keep it looking nice from that one. But obviously you've got nice big kind of 18-inch wheels here, which are all diamond cut as well. So that will stand out different from the MG4 because the MG4 has an aero cover on it. Again, they've continued the design of highlighting certain areas of the car, which again you don't get in the normal MG4. And you've got your charging port up here, the exact same as the other MG4. And of course you've got up to 22 kilowatts worth of charging on a phase 3 cable through there, or you can have your rapid charging of up to 135 kilowatts from there as well. And again, if we go through the back, it's the same design as the normal MG4 Trophy. You still have these running LED lights going through the back. You'll have obviously your spoiler. Obviously with the 23 models, they now have a rear wiper included with them, which is what they didn't have on the 22 models when they first came out. And then I don't know if you look closely here, but you can actually see that it highlights these markings going through the back. Just at night time, it really does stand out a lot more from there as well. But yeah, in terms of design, it looks like a normal MG4. But until you start looking at it from the side, and if you have obviously the paint colour, this is exclusive to the MG4 XPOWER, the green. It's matte finish rather than the kind of gloss or metal, but you can get all the other colours that you would get in a normal Trophy as well as an option. So obviously looking under the hood from the car, there is no frunk. I know most electric cars have a frunk space, but unfortunately this one doesn't, because it's mostly taken up obviously by the huge kind of motors that are put in, because there's two motors in this car that bring it to a total of 320 kilowatts worth of power, which equates to around about 429 brake horsepower, which is one of the most powerful production cars that MG have produced so far. I say so far because obviously there is more lineups coming out soon. We've got obviously the cooling system on that side with your washer, but again with simplicity and stuff like that, electric cars don't really have as much going on under here apart from that. Obviously it goes and coincides. Your battery's obviously right underneath going along the flat here, and it gives it that modular design. And of course you've got the active grille system as well at the front that will open and shut depending on the temperature to keep the battery at optimal efficiency. This panel here, this is actually your active radar, because it has obviously adaptive cruise control, and it also has traffic jam assist as well as standard on the power. So into the interior of the car now, with the XPOWER. It looks again very similar from the dash area. You couldn't tell it apart from the other MG4s, but the seats have been upgraded to Alcantara seats. So you've got that kind of nice, really plush kind of feel to it. It's also extended into kind of the side of the door panels as well, onto there too. So obviously we've got a nice 10-inch display here, which again is in all MG4s. Obviously with this one being the XPOWER, there's a couple of extra features. But of course we start off with, obviously because of GPS, you can obviously got the weather report system there. Your Apple and Android obviously is standard for connection. Here you've got your battery monitoring system, so from here you can actually see your kind of mileage, what kind of battery status you're at the moment as well, also including the ability to check your energy consumption, so that way you know you're being obviously very efficient with the car if you wanted. But also you have the intelligent battery heating, which is very handy for the winter periods to keep the car in tip-top condition. And you can see here at the moment it's at 97% with about an average of 227 miles. Obviously you'll have your radio system, you'll have your obviously navigation. The up-to-date version, it's had its software update, so it's a lot more fluid in terms of going through the control systems, such as being able to go into your vehicle control here and changing whether you want sport mode or eco, etc. But the one thing this does have though, track mode. So you can obviously choose whether or not you're taking it to a closed circuit, and from that point, or even street roaming, and from that point it collects basically all the kind of data that you need to basically see what kind of efficiency that your car's been. You can time yourself and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of is a sports car in terms of power and with that function there. So again, this is your 360 camera. And as you can see, this is obviously the front view, you've got your back view, and of course you can look at the side if you wish as well, to make sure you're not curbing your wheels. Overall, the MG4 starting price at 36.5, which is phenomenal value for money, considering the fact you're getting 429 brake horsepower for that. There's been people have probably seen videos of it being put up against other kind of sports cars, and the acceleration and speed in this car is phenomenal. It's certainly value for money, and that's what MG is all about.